and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a woman while landing her spaceship in our driveway, managed to blow away the taco that I was eating outside on the deck, and later on, stole the delicious peanut butter sandwich I made before I went out to fight crime. It's Megan Hoffmeyer.
I apologize. It is Taco Tuesday, so it's a loss.
Now, to be fair, I was eating tacos when you were getting home at about 5:15 p.m., and we normally eat dinner later, so you weren't expecting me to have a hard-shell taco full of loose ingredients while you were landing your spaceship.
I mean, listen, I get it. Taco Tuesday doesn't have any rules.
You're right. So, I mean, it's both our faults.
Other than there must be tacos.
I do think, though, that the peanut butter sandwich that you stole from me was a little egregious.
I'm not going to apologize for that. You know my feelings on peanut butter breath.
But the best thing about that, though, is you had no water. So you ate this sandwich and you were just bread and peanut butter mouth.
No, I turned it into a thing because, the raccoons ate the suet. So I turned it into the thing for the birds. I covered it in seeds.
And you put it in the backyard so they could eat it?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a little Hoffmeyer household inside joke. 2 raccoons attacked our suet block the other night and were fighting outside eating our suet block. So our birds had to not have suet for a while.
Bless the backyard camera that allowed us to see that.
Life in the suburbs with wooded areas surrounding us. But no, so we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame, full spoiler podcast. And so, I just want to bring something up. So Megan, you just heard me talk about the taco, and you heard me talking about the peanut butter sandwich. And I started thinking about this movie, right? And food plays a very important part. So we have the taco that Ant-Man's eating, and it gets blown out of his hand while a spaceship lands. Then we have the cheeseburgers that are brought up later about...
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, main spoiler, yeah.
A big deal.
But cheeseburger, the cheeseburger that Tony loved to eat, and Happy later on tells Tony's daughter that they're going to eat cheeseburgers. There's a lot of beer consumption. Tropicalia from Creature Comforts. Athens, we live in Atlanta. It's my favorite beer. That popped up, and Athena popped up, which is amazing. The Berliner Weiss.
And one of the Russo
Innocent
brothers
Gun.
wore a shirt for it at one of the conventions, too.
And Thor's in the background wearing a Tropicalia shirt.
Awesome.
Which is amazing. Also, the food that Nebula gave to Tony while he was starving in the spaceship.
Oh, yeah. It looked like freeze-dried something.
Jerky.
And then he just kind of pours it in his mouth.
Yeah, and then you have that. Then you have the massive breakfast that Cardigan Hulk is eating.
Listen, a 3-hour movie, people are going to get hungry.
Then you have the Zarg nuts.
You don't want hangry Avengers.
The Zarg nuts come back later that Drax is eating, and a little bit of a cameo. Then you have Thanos' gladiator shot where he's picking intergalactic rutabaga.
They looked like those durian fruits that they have at the crazy international farmers market downtown.
So one of those, that's probably where they get them. Then you had the Hunka Hulka Burnin' Fudge. Fruit. Remember that in Avengers Infinity War? Later on, it's being eaten.
Wasn't there a Tony Stark flavor too?
Yeah, Tony was saying that. Then we have the gross Tony beverage that he was drinking and offered to everyone.
Ooh, then there was a can of sauerkraut that Howard Stark had.
That's right. And at the very end, not the very end, but it's the peanut butter sandwich that Black Widow, Natasha makes. Then she offers the Cap, and then Ant-Man steals it.
He was hungry. He was thinking.
There's a lot of important food in this movie, Megan.
I mean, food is very important to me, as you know. Whenever we go on a trip somewhere, I have to plan food.
You get us delicious snacks. So they're going on this adventure. They need food. What do you think?
I am all there for delicious foods in the Avengers. What?
And in the beginning, they're making hot dogs at the Hawkeye residence, and they're talking about mayo or mustard.
Yeah, and the little boy wants ketchup.
Food is everywhere. Wait, everybody who eats food loses somebody. Cap doesn't eat, though, does he? Yeah, Cap turns down the peanut butter sandwich.
He must have eaten something in the first Avenger because he loses Peggy.
Yeah. So, with that bombshell all the way, what were your thoughts about this movie, Megan?
The opener, I totally saw that gut punch coming because it just felt like it was going to happen.
With Hawkeye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just...
The tone was so somber, and it stays that way for about the first, hour, 45 minutes. And I was sitting there thinking, this is not going to go well. This happy scene here.
So he's really gotten a bum rap if you think about it, Clint. So in Thor, he was just a puppet, not meant to shoot Thor. And then in Avengers, He lets the Tesseract get stole by Loki. Then he gets turned into Hawkeye zombie. Then in Civil War, he gets imprisoned and put on house arrest. And then he doesn't even pop up in Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, I think this will also come up as a theme in some stuff I've got later, but I feel like some of these characters that are from the side characters from the very beginning, they just hadn't figured it out yet. And we talked about this on our ranking of the Marvel movies on our last, I don't know what order these are in.
Two ago.
So that was, they just hadn't figured it out yet. And they did quite a few injustices to some of these people that they didn't really plan for. Because the later ones, if you think about it, some of those side characters really have much more interesting either arcs or moments that are memorable in Portland.
Yeah. But he's such a good actor. Like, before he started these movies, he had, Hurt Locker, The Town, back like Oscar nominations. And then he jumped into this. I love the Frozen River reunion between...
Oh, at the end with Olsen?
Olsen and him. I mean, I think I leaned over to you in the theater, and it's supposed to be dramatic. I'm like, Frozen River, Frozen River. He's yelling.
Did you notice, so I was reading some of the trivia because IMDb loves to make all the weird connections between things, which is fine with me. Some of them are reaches, some of them are okay. But there was a good one saying that he was portraying Ronin when he was in Japan.
Yeah, Ronin.
And did you see he had a Ronin tattoo on his arm? So that's a neat character moment for him.
Who did that tattoo?
I don't know. Probably someone in South America after he killed all those cartel guys.
Since he is Bullseye, wouldn't he be a good artist? Because he has good aim?
No, that's not how that works.
He could paint by numbers.
I can paint, and I don't have great aim.
Okay. Well, you knocked that taco out of my hand by putting the propeller, the blasters on the spaceship.
That was sheer force.
Yeah, you just had to be 20 feet away. So there's so many things I want to get into, but we do have some questions, Megan, and we got to answer them.
Okay.
So a good friend of mine, Dan Johnson, he went on a question asking spree, and he sent us a ton of questions. So the first one is, he wrote, why is Thor able to use lightning why is Captain America able to use lightning when he gets Thor's hammer?
I had the same question. Okay, I see him using, whether I agree with it or not, I see Cap using the hammer, whatever worthiness, let's not get into that. But I had the question about the lightning. How can he use the lightning?
So I did some digging.
Okay.
And I found in the comic books and then the incantations Odin put on it, that whosoever holds this hammer will be worthy to possess the power of Thor. So basically Thor is still powerful without Mew Mew, but Mew Mew grants those who hold the hammer a power similar to Thor.
I don't like it.
As long as you don't let go of the hammer.
Captain America literally has no power. He shouldn't be able to use lightning.
But if you have the hammer, so Thor can do it without the hammer. But if you hold Thor's hammer, then you have that power.
I hear it, but I don't like it.
So it works for you, but you're just going to say no.
It doesn't feel believable. It feels like a yada yada yada.
He managed that lightning pretty quick.
Right.
But he's the god of thunder.
Suspicious.
Didn't Taika say that? Taika Waititi? Why is he the god of lightning? Yeah, alright. So the next question is, and listen, Captain America fans, I'm a big fan of Captain America. Also, to the contributors who ranked Captain America and highly, and we made fun of you on the past pods, we're sorry that we're not sorry.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Sean, we still think your Thor Ragnarok at number 19 is...
bogus.
Alright, so his next question is, which three superheroes...
That was a good question, though.
Yeah, great question. Which three superheroes would you want to go on a journey with? Because he loved the scene where they all go in space and Rocket's like, don't puke in my ship.
Oh, yeah. How many of you have been in space before?
Now, I know we're supposed... Like, he meant MCU, but he didn't say MCU. He said superheroes. So I went a different route.
Ooh, all right.
Because according to MFF tradition, I just answered one question correctly, so I gotta answer one wrong. We never, for our first 100 episodes, we always misanswered questions. Maybe that's why, yeah. But so I would take Eddie Brock from Venom.
Oh.
Right? Because you got two people to chat with.
Okay. So you're not picking between Eddie or Venom, you're just taking Eddie thinking Venom is inside him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Venom can also survive out in space. Then I would take Valkyrie, because she'd just be fun to party with.
I was gonna say Valkyrie.
And remember in Venom, when he's grabbing, two beer Brock? Valkyrie would be like 6 beer Valk.
I shouldn't let you go first anymore.
Alright, and you won't have this one. My third one is Aquaman. So we weren't really fans of Aquaman because I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
It was a movie.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren's in it. Riding a shark. Patrick Wilson, P-dubs.
It was a movie that I spent my time in.
But you're hanging out with Jason Momoa.
He seems cool.
Yeah. And Aquaman was chill. So you're hanging out with Eddie Brock, Valkyrie, and Aquaman. You got everything covered. You got space. You got flying horses. You have 2. So I'm basically hanging out with 4 people. And we're just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I could fly on the Pegasus. I could go in some underwater bubble and go undersea. Right?
Yeah, you could cover all the different territories. I guess the Venom could technically go in space, so you could go in space.
I could learn great investigative journalistic tips from Eddie Brock, right?
Yeah.
I could eat tater tots. I like tater tots. I like chocolate. I like grabbing 2 beers from fridges. So those are my 3.
Which he does.
Which he does. So those are my 3. Who'd you pick?
I picked Valkyrie because I'm not going to relinquish it. And I picked Goose because Goose is a badass flirkin and he's a cat and I have to have a cat.
Yep.
And I guess I would stick with... No, I'm going to go with Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor?
From Wonder Woman.
Oh, Chris Pine?
Yeah, because he was awesome.
Hanging out with Chris Pine, Valkyrie, and a cat?
Right?
That'd be
Wouldn't
fun.
he and Valkyrie be really funny together?
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both well, he's a pilot. She's a pilot. Goose is a flirkin.
Who flies
Yep.
in planes.
You guys would go on adventures.
I think that would be highly entertaining. I would very much enjoy the banter.
I don't think my team would go on adventures. I think we would just go to a pub.
Go hang out.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you went to the bathroom during that scene in Aquaman, but you missed the bar scene. And that was actually very entertaining.
He's just hanging out at a bar?
Well, no, he goes in there to get a drink and they see the news footage and it's all bad news, but you think he's going to get in a fight with these bar guys and they actually want to take selfies with him. And they have this awesome montage of drinking and selfies.
That's fun.
I know.
And also, it's on a coastal village. Valkyrie is at a coastal village I would just hang out with them at a coastal village.
Mm-hmm.
And then Venom would jump in the water and eat fish.
That was a village in southern Scotland.
Hey, I love southern Scotland. I love northern Scotland.
And they had Innocent Gun.
Yep, that was a good scene. I was on Innocent Gun before Avengers were.
Hey, we had Tropicalia t-shirts before they were cool.
That's right. Before the Russos were wearing them at press conferences.
It's good, because you probably couldn't buy one now.
We were hunting down
tried.
Tropicalia trucks.
That used to be a thing.
Yeah, people, so if you're not, there's a brewery called Creature Comforts and they had a super popular beer called Tropicalia. And people would follow around the delivery trucks because you could only buy 1 6-pack per place where you're at.
Which is a delicious and juicy IPA.
And they would follow the trucks around, run in, grab a thing, then follow the truck to the next stop, buy another 6-pack. I never had time for that. I just had to get lucky with my Tropicalia. All right. So, what do you think about your team, Meg?
Oh, I think they're going to be wildly entertaining.
You guys could come party with me and my crew.
I mean, we're going to go on adventures. I don't know. You're about sitting around. I want to see things.
All right. And his last question is, so DJ has almost every Funko Pop of Batman that you could possibly have.
It's impressive.
Yeah, he has way too many of them. And he asked what Funko Pop of Marvel needs to be made, because he still wants he wants Marvel Batman variants.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, it won't happen.
Oh, crossover?
Yeah, but he's like, I need them all, but they're not happening, so he wants to know. So what pops that haven't been made? Because what Marvel pops do we have? You're looking at them.
What Marvel pops do we have? Wait, I'll say it. We've got Gwenom.
Yeah.
Tony Stark with the cat shirt from Spider-Man Homecoming. Adult Groot, baby Groot in a pot. I think that might be...
We don't have any MCU pops. We have more Doctor Who pops.
Yeah, you've got that Disney... What are they? The video game
Pixels
thing?
Or something. That was on my cake.
Yeah, the video game...
We're light on MCU pods. Or pops.
I mean, we've got a lot of Star Wars, though. I'm fine with that.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, you got Mini Rocket.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to take yours. What do you got?
Okay. So, I have Valkyrie on a Pegasus.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's sweet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would want